Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Men Need to Be Heard.
You know, if there's one thing that cracks me up to no end, it's the comments that the ladies make on my videos. And if you ever read the comments on my videos or Facebook posts, you know that I get a lot of flack, a lot of hate from the ladies and the men who try to suck up to them in hopes of getting attention.
Pander bears.
Now, it's not really a big deal to me. I find it hilarious. But it does speak to what all of us who speak about men and their issues have to go through.
Yep.
Not to mention what all the men themselves have to put up with. So today I want to talk about why women, the pander bear suck-ups, and indeed all of society hate the red pill movement. No, not dislike it, not disagree with it, but outright hate it. Because the fact of the matter is that hatred usually shows up when you can't refute something.
Correct.
When you can't argue a point or even have a basic conversation. No, the hate is so deep, you can only try to silence it.
I mean, that's all you can do with the truth is silence it.
All right, so let's talk about the red pill movement and what's really going on. Because for all their screeching about how toxic the red pill movement is, or how it's dangerous, how it's hate speech, how it radicalizes men, the reality is they never actually argue against what it says.
Correct.
They don't come back with facts nor reply with logic, not even with real data.
Yeah, they only say what the ideology, gets men to do, but never refutes the actual ideology itself.
Nope, it's just labels, lame insults, and moral panic. Because as we've seen time and again with the morally bankrupt, when they can't counter the argument, they attack the speaker. And that, my friends, is how I know we're winning. Because that's all they have. All they can do is resort to insults and innuendo, which is rule number one of losing an argument. And here's the thing many people don't realize. All that they've been doing is actually what has created the red pill movement in the first place.
Correct.
Because you see, the red pill movement didn't just appear out of thin air. Oh no, it was in fact created not by men, but by the people who chose to demonize them. The people who continue to do so today. Men didn't just wake up one day and say, this would be fun. Let's go be attacked and get called misogynistic for simply sharing our experiences.
Yeah, men just woke up and were like, man, I'm going through all this bullshit. This guy's going through all this bullshit. And then you watch videos on all the bullshit. And then you're like, oh, it's not me. I thought I was only me. Because I thought I was the creep. I was all these bad things. But no, it's women that are treating men this way.
For noticing patterns and saying, hey, we have issues too.
Correct.
No, the red pill movement came from men comparing notes, from men sharing their experiences and noticing the double standards. And men realized that the advice they were given growing up was a complete lie. And that's the real crime, the one they really hate us for. The one where men started talking to each other, where men started speaking up and supporting one another.
Remember, back in the day, men used to have this, and then they eliminated a lot of men's spaces, and then men's got fractured. I think that's kind of what happened within the last 30, 40 years. Men were so fractured because we didn't have our own spaces to compare notes anymore.
Because to them, that simply cannot be allowed. Men having issues, talking about them, sharing them, that must be stopped. Which is why they do everything and anything they can to prevent it. It's why they try to silence me or anyone who dares to expose the truth, dares to point out that men are human beings with real issues, issues that must be talked about, must be addressed. I mean, how dare we? Just who the hell do we think we are anyway? You're men, so just sit down, shut up, and suck it up like a real man is supposed to. We've all heard it time and time again. And the fact is, society...
I mean, mainstream media is mostly that. It's never anything we talk about. It's men need to do better. Oh, it's men loneliness epidemic.
Hates men talking to each other without female supervision, approval, or filtering. Oh, sure, they'll say men are allowed to exist individually as long as they're willing to bow down and submit to the feminist agenda. But collectively, Oh no, that's where the panic sets in. They argue that women can have endless spaces, feminist spaces, safe spaces, private groups, public platforms, entire academic departments.
And men don't care. That's the thing. Like, men are like, okay, do your thing. But when we try to do the same thing, it's a problem.
All places that drip and wallow in toxicity and hatred towards men. Places that teach that toxicity and hatred to all women and have for decades now.
Universities?
Places where men are blamed for everything from bad dates to climate change to how their coffee tasted this morning. And it's all wrapped up in a pretty little
This coffee tastes like shit.
bow called empowerment. But the second men build spaces of their own, it's extremism, it's dangerous, it's incel adjacent, it's hate, it's red pill. It's funny how it all works, isn't it? But here's where the projection gets obvious. Everything they accuse the red pill of being, everything they openly practice, is there for all to see. They call men bitter while feminism runs almost entirely on grievance and has for decades now. They call men hateful while making men are trash their mainstream slogan.
Mm-hmm.
They call it misogynistic while their misandry is treated like comedy, activism, or truth-telling. They call it toxic while openly celebrating male loneliness, male suffering, and male disposability. That's not irony. That's pure projection and hypocrisy with a megaphone.
You know, and that's what we don't talk. There's so much to talk about when it comes to these things. You know, that's why I have to cover videos of gentlemen like him that are much more well versed in speaking than I am to kind of relay some of the message. It's so true, right? As you go through life and you're seeing these women being so upset at men. Why are they upset at men? They're upset at men, but they do the exact same thing that they talk about that they're upset at men about.
The truth is, the so-called men's movement says uncomfortable things about dating, relationships, marriage, and power dynamics.
True.
Not flattering things, not feel-good things, but nonetheless, true things. And we all know that truth doesn't matter these days. Only feelings do. Which is why instead of countering those truths, instead of acknowledging them, they try to deplatform them. But it's not working. Oh no, my friends, it's doing just the opposite. It is fueling the fire.
You know how many more channels you guys create? And I go through a lot of new channels here and there, and you know, because I watch a lot of content because it's part of my job.
Because you can't gaslight men who have lived the reality. You can't tell a divorced man that family court is fair. You can't tell a rejected man that modern dating is balanced. You can't tell a working man that society values his sacrifice. Men don't need ideology to see the reality.
True.
They just need to look around. They just need to see the toxicity and hatred pushed at them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, literally from the day they are born until the day they die. And they just need to compare notes, which is exactly why men's spaces scare people. Because men don't bond through emotional performance.
Nope.
They bond through shared experience and pattern recognition. And once men start recognizing patterns, the narrative collapses. And let's notice something else. When women talk about men negatively, it's framed as they're speaking their lived truth. But when men talk about women in any way, it's framed as violence. Same behavior, just different moral label, I guess. That double standard.
And the things we say aren't even as close to as bad as what the things that women say badly about us. We are just saying, oh, women cheat too. And you can't even say basic things like that women are cheaters too, cheat just as much as men. Just basic info like that is so degrading to women that they have to fight it tooth and nail.
Standard is one of the biggest red pills of all, and feminists know it. It's why they don't debate the red pill movement. They pathologize it. You can't debate something you can't win against. You can only try to erase it. And here's the part they really, really don't want to hear or admit. Every time a woman publicly mocks men, every time they belittle male struggles, every time they dismiss men's pain, literally laugh at it, every time they shame men for having standards, they confirm the red pill.
and more men join.
Build it. They grow it. With every viral clip, with every rant, with every men ain't shit post. Every video they post is building the red pill movement. It's free marketing.
True.
They aren't stopping the red pill. They're actually feeding it. And here's another.
I mean, they're giving us the content to make our channels. That's literally our content. Most of the men's content on this platform when it comes to red pill is just literally exposing women of their videos.
A little inconvenient truth for them. The truth is, men aren't joining because someone told them to. They're joining because of reality. Their daily reality. The daily reality that their life is, which keeps proving the red pill right. And the more aggressively society attacks men for noticing that reality, the faster men are walking away from the narrative and society itself. It's why society is failing in ways we've only just begun to see. And that's the part no one else wants to admit. The red pill didn't create bitterness, it explained it. It didn't create mistrust.
That makes sense, actually, that it didn't create bitterness, it explained it. Men were already bitter, they just didn't understand why.
It revealed why it exists. It didn't radicalize men, it told men the truth about a system that has already abandoned them. And that's why it's never going to go away. It's why it will continue to keep growing. Because you can't cancel men's lived experience. You can't shame men back into silence. And you can't insult men back into compliance. No, all you can do is keep proving them right. And every time they attack men for speaking openly, they do exactly that.
This is why I love our community, and this is why I love the men in our community. We get to share notes. I get to use their notes to help speak with my audience. My audience can get a different take on things, probably a better take on things than my own dumbass speeches sometimes. And it's wonderful to have a community again, like men having a community again. Yeah, our community is a little bit on the, talking shit on women community, but it's still men at least comparing notes, comparing each other's experiences, and kind of lifting each other up. Men, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.